Great one to set up Saturday afternoon, right? We've been waiting on this for a while. With what we've done and how we've handled our early business to date, it sets it up to be a hell of a game.
Right corner, Astoria, 3 on the west hand. Point, Notre Dame leads. Down and Notre Dame again. Forward pass on over to Astoria. Drives baseline, reverse layup up and good. A brilliant drive.
At the rim, Bonzi Colson.
Now to Beecham, who drives delayed for the posterizing jam.
Hello again, Irish fans, and welcome to this week's edition of Inside Notre Dame Basketball with Mike Brey. And Coach, your team is off to the best start of your 17 years here. You're 9-0, and you've got a great opportunity this weekend as you get to face defending national champion, #1 ranked Villanova in Newark.
Well, we have a really fun group. I'm so proud of what they've done to date, and they're ready for a challenge like Villanova on Saturday. There's no question, a confident team in Villanova, a mentally and physically tough team. But we're pretty tough too, so great matchup early in the season.
One of the toughest guys on your team is on an incredible run right now. Bonzi Colson, 6 straight double-doubles, and he earned ACC Player of the Week honors.
Thrilled for him to get some recognition. I felt coming into the season he would take yet another step in his development. He's facing the basket, he's making jump shots, he's rebounding the ball, he's an excellent passer for us. Sky's the limit for this guy. He'll continue to get better all season.
And folks, the Irish began the week with another team milestone. We'll tell you what that was and show you all the highlights of their game with North Carolina A&T right after this timeout.
Inside Notre Dame Basketball is presented by TireRack.com and brought to you by Team Notre Dame partners, Coca-Cola, Under Armour, and Gatorade. Inside Notre Dame Basketball is also brought to you by Bank of America, Canon, Xfinity, Delta Airlines, proud to be the official airline of Notre Dame Athletics. Notre Dame Ticket Exchange, powered by Vivid Seats. Nissan, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, SiriusXM Satellite Radio, and UPS.
You know, we had 29 assists, but we had 7 guys in double figures, which is a record. It's never happened here in 100.
You know, Coach, that is remarkable. When you think back on all the great scoring teams you've had and other coaches have had here, no team had ever had 7 guys score 10 or more points in the same game.
That is staggering. We've had a proud history of gifted offensive teams here long before my tenure, but to get 7 guys to do it says you got to have skilled guys that can make shots, but you got to have guys that are willing passers, and we certainly have that.
Now, against North Carolina A&T, you got off to a great start, and the guy that helped you get off to that start with Bonzi Colson, well, it wasn't because he was scoring, wasn't because he was rebounding. Your first 2 hoops came off of Colson assists.
He has become an excellent passer. I saw that in June when our summer workouts. He's able to kick it out and find shooters. It's an element to his game that he added over the summer.
Now, you were able to take the lead for good in the game on back-to-back threes by Matt Farrell.
Well, Matty Farrell continues to get confident and continues to be kind of the straw that stirs the drink for us. But a confident young man, and he is a great shooter. I just don't want him turning down great shots.
Martinez Gebbin then followed with a great bounce pass to Beecham for a 3-point play.
I have been really impressed with Martin Gebbin's passing out of the post. He is a great playmaker for a big guy, and he's finding our shooters all over the floor.
A little later, Rex Pfluger with the steal, great spin move, and then the dish to T.J. Gibbs for a 3-point bomb.
Well, it starts with a Rex Pfluger defensive play, Jack. He gives us defensive energy right away. Rex Pfluger has not had a turnover in 9 games. That's simply amazing.
And then you call on the guy, I think I'm going to start calling the rifleman,
Yeah.
Matt Ryan, who comes into the game, hits his first 3, ends up hitting 5 of 7 threes in the game.
An amazing weapon, and we've had a lot of great shooters here in our history, Jack. He will be as good as any of them by the time he leaves.
Now, still in the first half, Gibbs returns the favor with a nice pass to Pfluger for the double pump layup in transition to make it 43-22.
I love how Gibbs and Pfluger play together. They play together on the blue team every day. They substitute and get in the game together and give us great energy.
We go to the second half for a look at another combination between Gibbs and Pfluger, a great Gibbs bullet pass from half court to Pfluger for the dunk, made it 85-48.
Again, those two guys love to play together. I love TJ Gibbs' assist to turnover right now. It's more like an upperclassman's assist to turnover.
And you really had the transition game going in this one. Here, Farrell with the alley-oop to VJ Beacham in transition for the beautiful dunk and a big 94-50 lead.
Well, we love to run. To run, we have to get stops. So when we can rebound an outlet and run, we're fun to watch.
Beacham led all scorers for your team with 19 points. The Irish go on to win 107-53, the 54-point margin of victory, the largest in men's basketball history here in Purcell Pavilion.
It just was one of those offensive clinics. You know, we were really good with the ball. We had shooters getting open looks, but we move it so freely. I'm just so impressed with how unselfish we are.
And the big win set the stage for a showdown with the Fort Wayne Mastodons, the number 7 ranked mid-major in the country, and a team that had already beaten then 3rd ranked Indiana down in Fort Wayne. We'll show you all the highlights of that showdown right after this timeout.
We have got our hands full on Tuesday night with Fort Wayne. I'll say this about Fort Wayne. I think it may be the best team we played this year. We prepare for it like it's an ACC game, and we're going to let it rip on Tuesday night.
And you really did let it rip. Not only did you jump out to a 24-12 lead against the Mastodons, you held a team that came in 9th in the country in field goal percentage and 10th in scoring to 33% shooting in the first half and just 72 points in the game.
I thought our defense to start the game, and really in the first half, won the game for us. They never got any confidence, especially the first 10 minutes. And I love, you know, that theme that I've used before, letting it rip. I want us in an attack frame of mind going for it.
And Bonzie Colson let it rip. He scored 8 of your first 10 points.
And he did it from outside. You know, the guy continues to get confident before our very eyes each day. It's exciting to watch a player get more confident and become more of a complete basketball player.
2 of those 8 points were threes. When did you decide, you know what, Bonzie, you've got the green light out?
Yeah, this summer, you know, he'd worked a lot on facing the bucket. The biggest thing was getting his feet calmed down. He would have those happy feet, and he's got a good base now, and his three-point shot is yet another weapon in our offensive arsenal.
A little later in the half, I think the best possession of the game. Colson got the big offensive rebound to keep a possession alive of a Gibbs miss. Gibbs then finds Beacham for the 3, and you've got a 37-19 lead.
Yeah, I love what we've done with our bigs. When we rebound in traffic, instead of trying to go up, kick it out to a shooter. But I thought, again, TJ, with his finding people, finds the VJ in the corner for a big 3.
And could you finish the half any better than what John Mooney did on the basket right behind you?
You know, Johnny Mooney is coming, Jack. We're trying to find ways to get him into the rotation. He's athletic. He obviously can rebound the ball. That was a great confidence giver. Nothing like going in with that kind of momentum to halftime.
You led 41-23 at halftime, and then early in the second half, Martinez Gebbin shows us something we haven't seen in the game before, but a beautiful baseline jump hook that gave you a 23-point lead.
I think as he continues to get more comfortable in his role, he'll score some for us down there. Right now, he's more of a passer, but we want him, if he has a good angle, to go ahead because he has nice touch around the bucket.
Steve Astoria is normally just so perfectly steady, not always a wow guy, but he has really been productive for you. And this game was one of his steady games. He ended up with a team-high 21 points, and he scored 8 of your next 10 points as you built that lead to 24.
He is playing so well right now, and I know Bonzie and Maddie have maybe gotten a lot of the talk. Steve Astoria is rock solid, and we always put him on the best guard on the other team, too.
Now, a Pfluger 3 gave you a 27-point lead, but then you guys got cold and the Mastodons went on a run and they actually cut your lead to 9.
They got going. They're a gifted offensive team. We had a hard time guarding their guard, Evans, and they got great momentum. I like the fact, I think some of our hurried offensive possessions led to poor defense. And that's something we got to get better at. But I love that we didn't panic and we were poised and we figured out a way, and we eventually had to make free throws, which we do so well, to escape.
You made 6 free throws in the final 2:49, but maybe most importantly, you didn't allow Fort Wayne to score in that last 2 minutes and 49 seconds. And one of the big plays was a VJ Beacham block and takeaway.
Yeah, that was a big recovery. And I thought we came out of that one timeout, and I think the guys were a little angry. I didn't have to get them angry that they had let up defensively. They locked down defensively. We got to the foul line. That's a great weapon. When we're guarding and rebounding and then you're fouling us, it's going to be hard to beat us.
You were 20 of 23 from the foul line in the game. You're the #1 free throw shooting team in the country.
It's an amazing weapon that we can make them. It's an amazing weapon that we get to the line and we drive the ball when we're in the bonus and know that we can get to the line. And right now it's almost automatic when we're there.
So it ends up being an impressive 87-72 Notre Dame victory over Fort Wayne, improving the Irish record to 9-0. Now, when we come back, we'll take you with the team as they visit the Martin Luther King Jr. Center in South Bend. On October 7th, the Notre Dame men's basketball team joined with the South Bend Police Department to pay a visit to the Martin Luther King Jr. Center in South Bend. The team held a clinic, they scrimmaged with the police officers, and then the players signed autographs at the end of the event. It turned out to be a very powerful evening. In an effort to bring the South Bend community and the South Bend Police Department together, the Notre Dame men's basketball team held an off-site practice at the Martin Luther King Jr. Center in early October. Several officers competed with the team in drills and joined in the team's scrimmage. Coach Mike Brey addressed the King Center members in attendance and invited them to attend a game in Purcell Pavilion this season. Before the night ended, the kids competed in shooting contests to win prizes, and one of them even won the shoes off of Coach Brey's feet. After the team's autograph session, all in attendance gathered together for a group photo. As one of the team's many community outreach efforts, the night was indeed one to remember. It was really a terrific evening for everyone involved, and I know it accomplished an important goal that you had when you came up with the idea for the event.
You know, it was really key on a lot of fronts. It was very educational for our players. I thought our players, we talked about wanting to be part of the solution. There's tension between police and communities. And my feeling was, let's try and be part of the solution. We went down to the Martin Luther King Jr. Center. We had the South Bend community. We had the South Bend police. We scrimmaged and had fun with them, and then the community and the police and all of us interacted. And I thought it was just a really good night to kind of bring everybody together in a setting. Basketball can be kind of a platform to bring people together in cities. It always has been, and it was that night in South Bend.
And I know in the future you hope to have similar events.
Oh, we want to continue to connect. We want to get the police and the community from down there around the King Center up here for a game, but we will get back and we will continue to do this.
It's time now for the Notre Dame Ticket Exchange, powered by Vivid Seats, Play of the Week. It involves a young man who only scored 4 points this week, but his lone field goal was a basket that he and we will never forget.
12 seconds left. The crowd really likes the way Notre Dame's hustling tonight. Farrell dribbling to his left for three. Around the rim, no good. Slammed home by Mooney! Wow, and the Irish have a 41-23 lead at halftime.
It's time now for the experts at TireRack.com. Question of the week for Coach Brey. This week's question comes from Michael Owens of Indianapolis. Coach, in the big games, will the starters be in the game longer, or will you continue to use your bench this year?
It's a great question, and I think that's game to game. You know, I think when your bench is delivering and giving you good stuff, you ride and play a little deeper. There's no question that our key guys in big games have to play a little bit longer, but I like the depth we have developed right now. It's helping us.
One of the guys off the bench who is giving Notre Dame great minutes right now is freshman guard T.J. Gibbs. Gibbs combined for 12 points and 11 assists in the games against North Carolina A&T and Fort Wayne, and that performance earned him the right to run this week's Fast Break. Favorite all-time movie?
Hitch.
First car you ever drove?
Honda Civic.
Favorite musical group or artist?
Drake.
Who was your role model?
Dad.
One thing the public would be surprised to learn about you?
I can sing.
Favorite NBA player?
Kyle Lowry.
Favorite thing to do when relaxing?
Sleep.
Favorite sport to play other than basketball?
Football.
Favorite part of practice?
Getting kills.
Worst part of practice?
Getting killed.
Which is better, knocking down a long three or grabbing a big steal?
Knocking down a three, you can celebrate.
City or place in the world you'd like to visit?
Rome.
Ryan Ayers.
Light skin.
Eric Atkins.
Small.
Ryan Humphrey.
Big.
Best defender on the team.
Steve.
Best leaper on the team.
VJ.
Best dunker on the team.
Me.
Worst dunker on the team.
Steve.
Best dresser on the team.
Me.
Worst dresser on the team.
John.
Best singer on the team.
Me.
Worst singer on the team.
Steve.
Freestyle swimming race, 1 lap. Who wins, you or Coach Brey?
Me.
At this point in this show, I've done a lot of these. There have been very few freshmen who have jumped off the screen like TJ Gibbs.
Does he have personality and charisma? He is so fun to be around. Great energy. He's playing so well for us. Bright future here at Notre Dame. Just love being around him every day. Positive energy.
He is fun to be around. He's a heck of a player, too. When we come back, we will take a look at the challenges that await the Irish both before and after Christmas. We started the show with everybody's talking about a couple of 9-0 teams, one of whom happens to be the defending national champion Villanova. They're ranked number 1. You're ranked for the first time this week heading into that game. But did you know during your 17-year career here that you are 7-4 against the defending national champs?
I didn't know we were 7-4, but I know we've been pretty good when we've had to play them. And I think that gives us some great confidence. That's part of the culture of our program. We've also played in big games. You know, this nucleus of guys, especially when CBS has the game, this will be an NCAA tournament type of atmosphere, and I think our guys are excited and ready for the challenge.
What concerns you about the Villanova team?
Well, they can really score it and shoot it. We're going to have to be really aware of the arc. It's like guarding ourselves a little bit, a lot of threats who can make shots. And I think defensively, they've always been really tough to deal with defensively. They'll pressure us. We have to be good with the basketball. But we're going to have to work harder against their defense, and we're going to have to do a great job guarding the three-point line.
Now, the Villanova game just starts one of the most challenging weeks of the year, and I'm not just talking about Purdue the following Saturday. I'm talking about what's in the middle, and that's exams.
No question. I mean, right after the Villanova game, we got to turn the page quickly, and our guys need to lock down and compete in exams like they have in basketball. We won't get back to practice till midweek with all the busy stuff that they'll have to do academically. I'll say this, though. This group has been as stable and mature academically as they've been on the basketball court.
And then you'll take on a Purdue team in the Crossroads Classic, a tournament you have been very, very good in. You've only lost once there, but this will be a very different Purdue team than the one you faced a couple of years ago.
Well, a Purdue team with a monster front line, and they just pound you inside, and yet they have shooters. But we love the Crossroads Classic. Great atmosphere, great crowd, 4 teams in the state, good energy. It's a great way to see where you are again before the ACC season starts.
So, Coach, lots of challenges ahead. Good luck.
Thank you, Jack, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. And, folks, Merry Christmas to you as well, because we won't be back for a while. The final Inside Notre Dame football show of the season will hit the airways over the Christmas holidays, and then we will return on New Year's weekend to show you all the highlights of the Final 4 games of the non-conference schedule and preview the ACC Conference season opener at Pittsburgh. Until then, for Coach Brey, I'm Jack Nolan. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, go Irish.
Inside Notre Dame Basketball is presented by TireRack.com and brought to you by Team Notre Dame partners, Coca-Cola, Under Armour, and Gatorade. Inside Notre Dame Basketball is also brought to you by Bank of America, Canon, Xfinity, Delta Airline, proud to be the official airline of Notre Dame Athletics, Notre Dame Ticket Exchange, powered by Vivid Seats, Nissan, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, SiriusXM Satellite Radio, and UPS.